I was sent these acrylic pens by Cricut in order to test them out and see what I think. So I've only used 2 of the colors, but with the results that I've gotten so far, I'm really anxious to test the others. I've made 2 versions of these little pants or jeans. The stitching that I did on the perimeter of my jeans was done with these new pens. And for the one on the left, I've used this paper-backed denim, and it frays a little bit, but not too badly because it's paper-backed. And I've cut one version of my pants out of the denim to create a pair of jeans, and the other ones I cut out of 80-pound Cricut cardstock, and this is more to look like a pair of khakis. So I'm just going to show you how I assemble them. They both go together the same way. The only difference between them is for the cardstock one, I have score lines where I want to put my pockets, and for the denim one I scored it too, but there's absolutely no way that you can see it. So this is the back of my jeans, and this is the front of my jeans. It has these circular cutouts at the top. I'm decorating the back of the jeans first. I've got that center seam at the back, and then I have my waistband. Then I have 3 little loops for the belt, and then I'm gluing on the pockets. And then I have a tiny little print and cut. I cut this out of Cricut printable vinyl, and I called my jeans Best Jeans. I'm going to flip my piece over. I'm just going to go around the perimeter, and I'm just inking the edges because that white is pretty stark. So if I don't glue it down perfectly, it's going to show. If you don't have any ink pads, you could actually just color it with an appropriate marker or pen. So while I'm at it, I'm going to do the second piece as well. I have another piece that's exactly like this one without the stitching, and it's cut out of 110-pound cardstock. I'm going to put glue on the underside of it. Now, I would have preferred to find a color that was exactly the same blue as my denim, but since I don't have any, I used a darker color so that if any of this cardstock pokes through, it won't be too glaring. And then I am positioning my piece of 110-pound cardstock. I want the edges to be nice and even. I'm trying my best to layer them up exactly on top of one another. And then I have these 2 pieces. So I'm just putting glue on the underside of them, and then I'm just gluing them right down to the corner. I'm getting a little bit of fraying. Oh well. And then I'm taking my denim piece with the cutouts for the pockets, covering the underside of it in glue, and doing my best to position my piece right over my cardstock piece. I'm just using my brayer to make sure that it's laying nice and flat. So for the front, I have my waistband, and then I have my fly. I'm using that blue line to find the center of my jeans. I want the straight edge of the fly to be on the right hand side of the blue line. And then I have the loops for my belt, and then my little pocket inside my pocket. Then I have my silver button. So this button I cut out of foil cardstock. I also cut some foil cardstock rounds for the rivets, but I had some of Cricut's new textured metallic vinyl kicking around from a project that I had done. So I'm going to use that instead, and I'm just going to apply that as my little rivets to my jeans. So I have 6 of those. Then I have my little tag. I have 4 layers for my tag. I'm just gluing the inset onto the offset for one side, and then I'm doing the exact same thing for the other, and then I'm gluing them back to back. And I'm just using my Cricut tool to make sure that those holes are stacked up exactly on top of one another, and the edges are nice and even. I have some embroidery floss. I'm snipping about 4 inches of embroidery floss. I'm threading my embroidery floss through the hole that's at the top of my tag, and then I'm making a knot. Then I'm taking the tiniest bit of red line tape. I'm sticking it to my waistband, and then I'm just sticking the knot to the red line tape, trimming that embroidery floss. And so those are my jeans. So now I'm going to move on to my cardstock version. So there are 2 versions of my pants, one of them using paperback denim fabric cardstock and the other one using 80-pound Cricut cardstock. I have used the orange acrylic pen on the denim and the yellow acrylic pen on my pants. And now I can't wait to try the other 3 colors.